was growing up, I was looking towards Superman, but you were looking toward Emmett as a superhero. But when I become more mature, I realized that there's many superheroes and many mentors in life, and it's important to understand who are your mentors, learn from them, provide them feedback as well, and it's okay to change mentors as well, because we are learning and we are changing, and it's totally fine. And you brought something very interesting, because you say you're an engineer, but you're also an entrepreneur. And I feel that when you're starting your own company as an engineer, in some cases it's much harder versus you being a salesperson or a businessman. And I kind of want to pivot between the both of you. From starting a company and running a company, what did you learn? What kind of advice you can give to people? And maybe we'll focus a bit what's happening if you're more on a technical side versus on a sales side and the business side. Emmett, maybe you can start.
Well, there's the challenge, of course, is being a doer versus being a person who organizes folks to do. So you get the multiplier effect in terms of the work that needs to get done. That's an amazing transition challenge. I had some advantages. I started my career with IBM as a systems engineer. And those days, the beauty of IBM was they trained you in finance, they trained you in sales and marketing, and oh, by the way, you're going to work 8 hours a day getting trained as an engineer. And so it was that combination of things. So I understood about reading balance sheets. I understood about packaging for sales and marketing. And those together with the engineering were really quite helpful.
Yeah, for me it was very different. I started off as an engineer, and I believe that Steve Jobs said this very correctly. You can connect the dots just looking backwards. You can't connect the dots looking forward. I started as an engineer, and I had to learn. And it is very difficult actually to be an entrepreneur, because you got to learn sales, you got to learn accounting, you got to learn marketing, you got to learn everything, taxation, rules, etc. What really helps is being able to hand over your responsibilities to others and trust that they will do the best. Passing that borderline, for example, I have Don Wellnor, who handles sales. He's been with us for 8-9 years. Trust him completely as a brother. He will handle the sales. So now I don't have to worry about sales.
So you hit on an important point there, too, that you have to be courageous enough
Yes.
to find people who are smarter than you are at the things that you need to have done, that you can turn over stuff to. And somehow to deal with that, you've got to have a principle base in which you're going to judge people against and create a culture that you want to bring people into and begin to explain that on the front end. If you can build the structural elements for the kind of business culture you want and select really capable people. Remember, salespeople can always sell themselves, so you got to find that exceptional person who can not only sell themselves, but they can sell customers, and they've got a track record to show that. But it's an interesting dance to let go.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is. And I think you bring up another topic about trust. It's such a, philosophically talking now, trust is such a word we throw around, but frankly, you have to learn to trust somebody before you ask them to trust you. So that is the biggest challenge that entrepreneurs have.